Morning! This is just a quick video on how I went about making this kind of interesting looking bench top from pallet palings.
Run the circular saw up against your speed square to get the first edge. Push the paling against the wall, then mark your overall length. These palings are around 60mm wide, so I want my squares to be 60 by 60. But since my bench top slips underneath the wall face, I put a little mark where I want to start my measurement from. For this length, I want it to be double-ended, so I mark my squares and screw holes before moving on. Clamp the piece to your bench on the waist side and don't cut your final length until you have done all your shallow cuts. Set the depth of your circular saw to around 10mm or roughly half the thickness of your paling. Use your speed square again to keep your cut nice and straight. Then cut your final length. Pre-drill your holes and give them a chamfer. I then gave it a light sand with the 120 grit. I folded a piece of 80 grit sandpaper in half and ran that back and forth through the grooves. Then I work out what shade of blue I want to go where. These are just some cheap acrylic paints that I mixed down with a fair bit of drying retarder so I can leave the paint out on the bench all day without it drying out. And then I move on to the next piece. It is slower doing one at a time, but if I did these all at once, I would get too confused with the colour and pattern placement.
If you liked this video or found it somewhat helpful, then give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give me a thumbs down if you like, but either way, I hope I see you next time.